Hey y'all, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Jacqueline and this is Low Carb Lish. I'm so glad to be back with you guys today. There's been a few little shenanigans going on here since the last time we made a recipe, and the main shenanigan that went on is my old refrigerator fizzled out on me. So I had to go pick a new one out, get the other one cleaned out, wait for them to get the one in that I ordered. So here's our new refrigerator, y'all. It's smaller than my last one, but I really like it and it's working really well. So we are back in business in the kitchen. I hope you guys had a good weekend and the rest of your week goes well. Today we are going to be making Maple Pecan Butter Cookies. And these are sort of like shortbread cookies, but they are also, I was trying to go for a recipe like those Dansk, I think they're called Dansk, the cookies that come in the blue tin. We used to get those when I was growing up. My mom would get those and I love those things. And these cookies are very close to that crunchy consistency. And so it's easy to put together. You don't need a whole lot of ingredients. And this is something that you can take if you're going to a 4th of July picnic, or you just want to serve your family, or you just want to make treats and portion them out and put them in the freezer. So it's super easy. I'm going to go over what we're putting in them, but as usual, don't worry about the amounts. I'll have the full recipe with the macros and everything down in the description. So what we're going to start off with, I've got 1.5 cups of almond flour here, and I did sift these. You know how I feel about sifting. We've got melted butter, monk fruit, 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. We've got maple flavoring, and we've got 1/4 of a cup of pecans that we've chopped up. So we are, and this is so easy, it just all goes in together, y'all. Oh, and I'm gonna put a little pinch of salt in there just to bring out the sweetness of the cookies. But this is so simple and so good. And I just want to thank Jenny for cutting all this stuff up for me while I was getting ready to film. It sure did make a big difference. I appreciate it, Jenny. So we're gonna start off with our almond flour. And I like to put all my dry ingredients in first and then mix them up really good and then put the wet ingredients in. And so that's the monk fruit. We're going in with the coconut flour, and then I'm going to put the pecans in. And then I just like to stir all this stuff up and get it all incorporated together before I put the wet ingredients in. And so if you get any little lumps or things in the dry dough stuff before you get going, just take your spoon and mash them out, because it happens sometimes. Even when we sift, it happens. So just make sure I don't have any little lumpies in here. And what I like to do on this particular recipe, because I want the maple flavor to really get incorporated, I like to put my maple flavoring in with the butter and stir that up a little bit. Let's see if I've got any more that needs to come out here. I think I got it all. Okay. And stir it up in the butter and get it really incorporated good in the butter. And then pour that into the mixture. And this is a recipe that you can do. I'm going to be using my cookie sheet with a silpat pan. But now if you don't have a silpat pan, you can totally use a cookie sheet with a piece of parchment paper. And it'll work just as well. And this cookie dough looks like it is going to be a crumble, but it goes together really good. We're going to mash it down onto the silpat pan, and I'll show you that as we do it. And I'm sorry if I'm saying like every other word today. It feels like I am. So if I am, y'all please just overlook me. I'm doing the best I can today. This is something else I was going to tell y'all. More shenanigans that have happened is yesterday, I guess it was about 9:30 in the morning, Macy went in the bedroom and she was just barking like crazy at the window, and I thought she saw a deer or something out in the yard. So I went to the window to look and see what she was barking at, and I didn't see anything. And I said, Macy, honey, I don't see anything, I don't hear anything. And I looked down and there's 2 huge armadillos, y'all. I don't mean little, I mean humongous. And I was like, oh gosh, I can't stand them. They creep me out. And there was 2 of them. Well, a minute later, 2 more came crawling from close to my house and joined the pack. And I got a picture of them eating in the grass, and I'll put that at the end of this video if y'all want to see it. But so I watched them walk off into the woods next to my house, and I went and took Macy out in the backyard. Y'all, I'll be doggone if there wasn't 2 more of them in my backyard. And I didn't see them, but Macy did, and she chased them both out of the yard. I couldn't believe how fast those things can run. I had no idea they were that fast. But anyway, she chased them off. I called the wildlife people, and they're coming tomorrow to set traps, because apparently I have a den of them living somewhere close to my house. And we just got the yard done, and they've already done so much damage. The ones that were out there yesterday when we were watering today, there's holes all in my yard where they were rooting around. And when I went back outside after I got Macy in the house from chasing them, they had taken 5 pieces of sod and like folded them back, trying to get to whatever was under the grass. So I had to patch all that up and put that back. So like I said, we've had a few little shenanigans going on here, but we're going to get it handled. And they're going to trap them and take them off. So hopefully, and I found out something too. The guy told me that when armadillos have babies, they have 4 babies at a time. It's no wonder their population has, just exploded here in Georgia. So anyway, just a little side story, y'all. All right, so this is what you're looking for. Oh, I need to put a little pinch of salt in. And I just put a shake or 2 of salt in mine. You can leave it out if you want to. You can add a little more, whatever you want to do. And this is what we're looking for with your dough, just kind of a crumbly consistency. But trust me, it's going to turn into really good cookies. You can ask Jenny because she's already had some. So I've got this pan that I ordered off of Amazon probably a couple years ago. And I love this thing because it comes with a drying rack, cooling rack, whatever you're cooking. And we're going to be using that to cool them off after they get done. And it's got this little silpat pan that's removable, of course. And all we're going to do is we're going to dump this dough into our pan. And when y'all are stirring your dough up, just make sure that when you're stirring everything up that you're going all the way to the bottom and bringing it up to the top. You just want to make sure that everything is incorporated with the butter, because the butter is what's holding this recipe together, because this is very close to a shortbread recipe. So clean hands are your best tool for this particular recipe, and that's what we're getting ready to do here. And the first thing I'm going to do is like spread it out just a little bit, because I'm going for a rectangular shape to get these cookies made. And I'm going to try to get the shape before I press it down. And we don't want it to be too thick, because we're trying to get 24 cookies out of this recipe. And so you don't want it too thick. If they're too thick, they won't cook all the way correctly, and they won't be as crispy as I like them to be. And if they're too thick, you also won't be able to get the full 24 out of it. So and I'm guessing that's maybe 1/4 of an inch thick. That's what I'm guessing. Just like I said, I'm trying to shape my little rectangle up here. And then all I'm going to do is start pressing down. And you're just going to press down until it looks like solid cookie dough. And it is going to bake and become solid cookies as we bake along. But I really like this recipe because it gives you a crispy cookie, and they're pretty filling and satisfying, I think. Everybody's got different ideas on cookies, but to me they're pretty satisfying. Like two cookies is pretty satisfying to me. So I'm just going in here and pressing down and getting everything kind of solidified, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But just press together is what we're doing. We're just pressing together. And if you get your little corners try to run away from you, just push them back up in there together, and eventually, because of the butter that's in here and the warmth of your hands, the butter is going to start melting just a little bit and making a really nice dough. And see, this corner here wants to act up, so I may not have quite enough dough in that corner. Let's see, I got this little area right here is a little thick. So let me see if I can steal a little bit from here and steal a little bit from here and put it over on this side and thicken that corner up just a little bit. And I think that'll work just great. And y'all, I've made these 3 times already because, you know, I like to test a recipe before I put it out for you guys. And everybody that's had them really likes them. So hopefully that will be your experience too. All right. Hey, little girl. Macy's trying to decide whether she's going to come in the kitchen or not. She's down in the sunroom. All right. So this is what you're looking for on your pan. And I've just got a nice rectangle done up for you here. And we're going to put this in a 325-degree oven. And we're going to cook it anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes depending on your oven. You've got to watch it as they're cooking. And what you're looking for is kind of a golden brown golden brown color around the edges of your cookies, and then sort of a tannish color in the middle. All right, y'all, so they're ready to go. I like to score mine, and I score pretty deep when I'm doing this, and I do this because I want them to break off easily after they're cooked. So I like to score mine with the cookie lines in them already, and that just works good for me. You don't have to do it. You could break them off, but I just like to have them broken off into measurable portions. And so I cut in half lengthwise this way, and then I cut in half lengthwise again. That gives me 4 rows. And then this one, we're going to do 6 rows, so it'll give you a total of 24 cookies. And so I cut in the middle here, or score, I should say, in the middle. Am I in the middle? Yeah. All right, score in the middle. And then I'm going to make 3 rows on this side and 3 rows on that side. And y'all, this maple and pecan really does taste really good together. I really like it. All right, so we're scored, and I'm going to pop them into the oven, like I said, 325 for probably about 20-25 minutes, and we'll pull them out when they're done, and then we'll be tasting cookies before too long. Okay, y'all, so the cookies have been in the oven for about 22 minutes. And I am going to pull them out and I'm going to put them on the stove here to let them cool off a little bit. And then when they cooled off enough where I can touch them, I'll put the silpat mat on the little cooling rack there. But this is what you're looking for. They're a little dark to my liking on the corners here, but that's okay. They're still going to taste good. So when we come back, they'll be cooled off. And we'll break them and put them on a plate, and I'll let you guys see how I break them up, and then they'll be ready to go. And I think if you make these, you're gonna love them. Okay, y'all, so we've taken the cookies out of the refrigerator. I put them on the cooling rack, and then took the silpat off and put them in the refrigerator to cool them down a little quicker. And I'm gonna start breaking them apart, and you can see the little score lines that I put in them. And it just makes it easier for me to break them apart, unless something like that happens, and then, you know, chef's cookie. But you're just going to break them apart, put them on your serving dish, and you can freeze these. You can put them in a Ziploc bag and keep them in the refrigerator for several days. So however you want to portion them out. But the little score marks that we put in them in the beginning really do help to get good portions on the cookies. And I don't know about y'all, but I got portion control problems, so I like to do this to stay on track here. All right, and we'll save this one and give it to Jenny when she gets through filming. I'm gonna set this off to the side here. And there you've got it, guys. These are the best maple pecan cookies I've made in a long, long time. So I'm going to do a little taste test here for you. And I just want you to see that they are crunchy and they break apart really nicely and keep their shape. And they've got that butter cookie sort of shortbread texture and taste. So here we go. This is it, y'all. Let me give you a sip of coffee. Man, oh man, are these things good with coffee. This really does have that beautiful buttery shortbread kind of Danish cookie consistency that I was looking for. The maple flavoring is good, but it's not overpowering. The pecans add to it, and it's just overall a really good cookie. So I hope you guys will give it a try, and I appreciate you coming to see me, and I love y'all more than you know, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good week. Love you guys. Bye.